Doctor Who The Church on Ruby Road, the 2023 Christmas special, is written by Russell T Davies and starring Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson. So yeah, this is the first time we have an on-screen Christmas Doctor Who episode since the 2017's Christmas special, Twice Upon a Time, which is the 12th Doctor Peter Capaldi's final appearance. So this special pretty much wraps up the 60th anniversary specials. In November 2022, Russell T Davies quoted in Doctor Who magazine as having written a further special episode outside of the 60th, so the name of the episode was announced on Disney+. Press release on 5th of November 2023. Mark Tonderai directed this episode and second block of Series 14, who previously directed The Ghost Monument and Rosa, both in Series 11. So this episode starts off a mysterious woman dropping an infant at the church on Christmas Eve 2004, and the Doctor walked out of his TARDIS to witness
a time traveller came to call, a traveller known as the Doctor.
But we come back to that later. In the present, Ruby Sunday is in a programme with Davina McCall. What happens is Ruby doesn't know her real family, and apparently the programme was taking inspiration from Long Lost Family, that was also hosted by Davina. The production of The Long Lost Family assisted the depiction in this Doctor Who Christmas special, and I think Davina has done a great job with the acting. She was also good in Bad Wolf as Davina Droid, the controller of Big Brother House, back in Series 1, starring Christopher Eccleston as the 9th Doctor. Something knocked down the lights and equipment, causing accidents. What looks so painful was Davina gets hit in the back of the head with a plug. Ouch! She's lucky that it didn't hit any other part of the back of the head. She could have split her head open, she could have been killed. Either way, that must have hurt a lot. So we cut to the nightclub on December with Ruby and her band, with the Doctor lurking around, and then one time he dances. I think the Doctor is a great dancer. Susan Twist appeared in this scene, who previously played Mrs. Merridew in Wild Blue Yonder, which made the fans wondered if she would return in the future episodes, which is interesting. As the glass of gin and tonic at Ruby's table was about to fall off, the Doctor caught it just in time. So the Doctor and Ruby talked a little bit about the accident. So after that, Ruby went into the cab with her friends, and there was a big snowman on the building about to fall off, as someone broke the cable. Luckily, the Doctor used his sonic screwdriver to tamper with the traffic lights, and the taxi cab dodged the falling snowman and it hit the Doctor instead, but he was alright. The policeman wanted to report it and take the Doctor's name. I love how the Doctor walks back to his TARDIS, predicted the policeman's marriage proposal. Barney Wilkinson plays Harry McLeland, a police officer. I like him. And apparently that scene was added to the episode. Disney tested it and asked Russell T Davies to add an extra scene in the beginning so that the Doctor could be introduced sooner. Russell approved the decision and said, "Who doesn't want to see Ncuti?" And speaking of the actor, the 15th Doctor is played by Ncuti Gatwa, and I think he's fantastic. And like I said, when he appeared in The Giggle, like towards the end, I already loved him. As the Doctor, Hugh Grant, Michael Sheen, Chris Marshall, Richard Ayoade, Michaela Cole, Kelly MacDonald and Lenny Henry were rumoured to take over the role from Jodie Whittaker. When Russell T Davies returned as the showrunner, this led to some fans guessing that he picked anyone he worked with before in other shows as the 14th Doctor, such as Ollie Alexander, Lydia West, Omari Douglas, Tania Miller and Fezaya Akinode. There was also rumours that David Tennant, who previously played the 10th Doctor, to take over, or Joe Martin, who played the fugitive Doctor during Whittaker's run, would be revealed as the 14th Doctor. On May 2022, Ncuti Gatwa posted an Instagram with 2 heart emojis, a plus sign and a blue box emoji, so fans speculated that he was casted and later confirmed on the same day. Plus Ncuti is the 4th Scottish actor to play the Doctor, as the first is Sylvester McCoy, second David Tennant, and third Peter Capaldi. And it was expected that Ncuti Gatwa would be playing the 14th Doctor in May 2022 and would have taken over from Jodie Whittaker as the 13th Doctor following the 2022 specials. But after The Power of the Doctor got released, it was revealed that Jodie regenerated into David Tennant, which made him the 14th Doctor, and Ncuti is the 15th Doctor. Russell T Davies said the path to Ncuti's 15th Doctor is laden with mystery, horror, robots, puppets, danger, and fun. He first appeared in the 60th anniversary specials trailer, plus Adventure in Space and Time, the 2023 edition, replacing Matt Smith. The 15th Doctor wears many different outfits rather than wear one distinct style, taking the idea from John Pertwee's 3rd Doctor. The first costume revealed was orange t-shirt with brown checkered jacket and trousers. In the Christmas special, he wears long orange leather coat. In the 1960 set episode, The Devil's Court, he wears blue striped suit. And Regency era set episode Rogue, he wears a burgundy velvet jacket. He does really wear some cool costumes. Millie Gibson plays Ruby Sunday, who's in a band at nightclub, playing a keyboard. She was fostered and adopted by Carla after being left at the church on Ruby Road. She tries to find information about her real parents, but after experiencing unnatural bad luck, she became the 15th Doctor's companion. I really like her. I think Millie is great as Ruby. She's very likeable and makes a brilliant companion. On 24th of September 2022, the audition for the Doctor's companion took place. Then on 18th of November 2022, during Children in Need, Millie Gibson was announced as the new companion. Mary Malone plays Trudy, one of Ruby's friends, who's a singer in a band. She's great too, she sang very well. So on Christmas Eve, as Ruby goes home with Shakin' Stevens' Merry Christmas Everyone song playing, there's an argument between Mrs. Flood and Abdul over who left the police box, the TARDIS, outside of Mrs. Flood's house. So Ruby goes home, she lives with Carla and Cherry Sunday. Michelle Greenidge plays Carla Sunday, Ruby's foster and adopted mother. She's great too, I really like her. Angela Winter plays Cherry Sunday, Carla's mother and Ruby's adopted grandmother. She's brilliant. And it's a lot of fun when she kept asking for a cup of tea. And also when she and the Doctor acknowledged that her name sounded like that of a tasty treat, Cherry Sunday. Very tasty. Gemma Arrowsmith plays Ruth Lyons, a social worker and associate of the Sunday family. She's great too. So Ruth dropped an infant called Lulubelle to Carla Sunday for 6 days because her mother can't cope and her biological family were too complicated for words. As Carla and Ruth left, someone kidnaps Lulubelle, so Ruby climbs out the window and finds Goblin taking her. So Ruby climbed on the ladder to the ship, losing her grip. I love the bit where the Doctor runs on the roof and jumping to the ladder.
I'm the Doctor. Hi.
I met you before.
Yep.
There are creatures.
Goblins?
Goblins.
No goblins.
And also creating a glove that absorbs all the weight so you can't lose your grip. And you can't feel burn, which is really clever. As the Doctor and Ruby are inside the Goblin ship, they get tied up by goblins. They have a bit of a chit-chat about the time travel. Coincidence constantly gets mentioned throughout this episode. And spending hot summer with Harry Houdini to learn how to untie knots. It was very clever where the Doctor pulls a certain rope which opened the door. And the fact that the Goblin plans to eat babies is kinda dark when you think about it. As Lulubelle was about to get eaten by Goblin King, the Doctor and Ruby put a stop to it while the goblins were singing. The music video was released before the episode came out.
We got a baby, we can feast. We can die in 3 days at least. Baby blood and baby bones.
And I found the song pretty catchy.
Baby we need, baby we feed. Eat without teeth.
Rochelle Bynett, who played Poe in the 2015 Teletubbies reboot, plays one of the goblins, which is cool. Goblins are humanoids. The term was sometimes used in general terms to refer to a magical trickster rather than to a specific trickster. They do remind me of gremlins. As they're green, they cause accidents, sort of similar what the evil gremlins do. Plus it's set in Christmas as well. What a coincidence. Christina Rotondo plays Janice Goblin, a singing goblin in a band on a ship who first appeared in a short story, A Message from Janice Goblin. The Goblin King is the leader of the goblins. The Doctor said the legacy of the toy maker, whose legions had followed him into the universe after inadvertently summoned him at the edge of the universe. He looks absolutely terrifying. It's great to have Murray Gold back for the music scores. He's so good as always, it's almost like as though he's never left. So after getting off the ship and bringing Lulubelle back, Carla came back home. Suddenly, there was a storm, goblins are gone, but there was a big crack in the ceiling and Ruby was removed from the existence. no one, apart from the Doctor, knows who Ruby is. It was pretty interesting that Carla was different. In that alternate universe, she didn't want to have a daughter, she hardly fosters anyone, and she only does it for her money. She really doesn't like her job, she doesn't like her life. Plus she's kind of miserable, and Cherry was dying. So the Doctor went to the TARDIS and goes back in time on Christmas Eve 2004, where the episode began. The Doctor sees a hooded woman leaving baby Ruby, the companion, at a church. Man, that makes me feel old. And it's bizarre, that scene was set less than a year when Doctor Who came back in 2005, where the Doctor meets Rose Tyler. Anyway, the goblins took baby Ruby, and the Goblin King was about to eat her, so the Doctor climbs on a ladder with the gloves on, but it brought the ship down, and the King was impaled by the top of the church. So the ship disappeared, and the Doctor caught Ruby, and left her in the church, then got back into the TARDIS, after looking at the hooded woman who walks away. Plus Carol of the Bells playing in the background was definitely a great fitting. And that song does remind me of Home Alone and the Santa Claus, the one that's starring Tim Allen. As the Doctor came back to present day and Ruby is back, Carla and Cherry are alright in themselves again. The Doctor goes back inside the TARDIS to stop Davina McCall getting killed by a star on the Christmas tree and wished her a Merry Christmas. And funny enough, as I was spending Christmas Day 2023 with my family, we were watching that episode together. My stepdad Stewie said that he knew they couldn't kill off Davina McCall. Plus the Doctor has been watched by Mrs. Flood as he's moving backwards and forwards in his TARDIS. As Ruby noticed, the Doctor arrived at the right place in the right time, and Houdini was around in the early 20th century, which made Ruby run out of her home and decide to travel with the Doctor.
Who are you?
I'm the Doctor.
In the mid-credits scene, after the TARDIS dematerialised, Abdul was mind-blown what he saw, and Mrs. Flood breaks the fourth wall as she reveals that she knows the TARDIS.
Never seen a TARDIS before.
Anita Dobson plays Mrs. Flood, Ruby's neighbour, who's very mysterious. She gives off great performance. And that scene is an interesting mystery. I really like it. This is a great episode. It's nice to have a Christmas special again, and a nice introduction to the Doctor, companion, and recurring characters. Apparently the episode was considered as third most watched programme of Christmas Day, behind King Charles's Christmas speech and Strictly Come Dancing. Esme Jakia Pearson wrote the novel version of this episode, was released in hardback and audiobook on 25th of January 2024 as part of the Target collection, so the 2023 Christmas episode leads to Series 14, or referred to in marketing and promotional material as Season 1, due to the production changes and broadcasting rights by Disney+, with 8 episodes. What did you think of The Church on Ruby Road? Let me know your thoughts on the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.